Hey guys, so for my topic for today, I found this article off of the Tulane Library about the female reproductive system. So I'm gonna talk about if COVID had some sort of effect on that. So in 2020, that's when the pandemic became a huge thing. People were scared, people didn't go to work, a lot of people got sick, a lot of people died. People became huge germaphobes, and people were concerned mostly for older people, pregnant women, and children because they were more susceptible, to contracting this virus. So what did that mean for pregnant women? A lot of physicians were concerned. They were asking questions if it could have some sort of effect on the reproductive system for the women, more in specific if they were pregnant. So over here to the left in the article, they stated that it still remains to be investigated whether the reproductive system can be affected by COVID, whether it's long-term or short-term. Another topic that was spoken about is if COVID could possibly affect fertility in women. Not only could COVID be the problem when it comes to trying to conceive, but if you got the vaccines, that means that you have these antibodies inside of you. So what effects could those have? For those who got those vaccines, it may or it may not impact your reproductive system, but it's still not known yet, unfortunately. But what is known is that SARS-CoV-2 tends to bind to target cells of hosts through different receptors, including ACE2, neuropilin-1, AXL, and antibody complexes. So the ACE2 physiologically, I'm so sorry, it regulates both the expression of Ang2 as well as Ang1 through 7 to exert its physiological functions. So talking about the vaccine, I got two vaccines and one booster since it was required at the time in order to attend school. I got these in between 2021 to 2022. I got all three. I did not get sick during COVID, but I did get sick in 2023 when I was pregnant. So I was 37 weeks and I got COVID. So what happened? I had to be hospitalized for 3 days. I had fever, body aches, and nausea while I was vomiting. Wasn't eating much. The doctors weren't really too concerned because I was so far along in my pregnancy. They told me that nothing was going to happen to my baby. So they gave me meds, had me on fluids. And then after 3 days, once they let COVID run its course, I got discharged with no further instructions at home. Now, in this article, it did talk about how COVID could affect the placenta, but that's mostly a question that's asked for women who are early on in their pregnancy. Since the baby is still growing, you're more susceptible into getting these complications in your pregnancy when it comes to COVID. So there was this study that was here. Can't really find it, but it was talking about how they had evidence confirming that COVID had a higher effect on pregnant women to get preterm birth or their babies go into the NICU, as opposed to those women who were at least 32 weeks pregnant or more. So unfortunately, there were some women who had those complications when it came to COVID, regardless if they got their vaccine or not. That was just something that happened. Even more if you have a really low immune system, you were more susceptible to getting hit really hard with COVID with your baby, because whatever you feel, your baby feels. So in conclusion, does COVID affect your reproductive system, fertility, and does the vaccine have some sort of effect on women, pregnant women? Doctors still don't know that yet, but it's not 100% sure that it will have major effects. So that's something that's still ongoing. Hopefully COVID doesn't come back harder for them to find out, because pregnant women do not deserve to deal with sicknesses like this. So yeah, here's my citations, and thank you.